Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to highlight a subject that often goes unnoticed but deserves the utmost attention. The habits of highly intelligent women. Intelligence is not only measured by academic achievements or professional titles, it is also reflected in daily behaviors, lifestyle choices, and the way one carries herself. A highly intelligent woman is someone who blends wisdom with humility, ambition with compassion, discipline with creativity. She doesn't just succeed in life, she inspires others through her habits. One of the most powerful habits of a highly intelligent woman is her unshakable love for learning. For her, knowledge is not a destination but an endless journey. She understands that the world is evolving every single day, and in order to grow, she must remain a student of life. Unlike many who stop learning once they graduate or achieve a stable career, she knows that true intelligence lies in keeping the mind open, curious, and hungry for new ideas. A highly intelligent woman reads, not just for entertainment, but to expand her mind. Her bookshelf reflects her curiosity. Biographies of great leaders, books on psychology, philosophy, spirituality, personal growth, and even subjects outside her field of expertise. She doesn't limit herself to one perspective. Instead, she seeks wisdom from different cultures, traditions, and disciplines. Her learning isn't confined to books. She learns from everyday experiences. When she fails, she doesn't complain. She asks, "What is this failure teaching me?" When she succeeds, she reflects, "How can I build upon this?" When she meets people, she listens with genuine interest, treating every conversation as an opportunity to broaden her horizon. Curiosity allows her to see the world with fresh eyes and adapt to any environment. Her intelligence shines through in her ability to question. She doesn't blindly accept what society tells her. She challenges stereotypes, outdated traditions, and false beliefs. If someone says, "This is the way it's always been," she asks, "But is it the best way?" This questioning spirit not only strengthens her own wisdom, but often inspires others to think more deeply as well. Running through the park. Moreover, she understands that learning is not about being the smartest in the room, but about being humble enough to admit what she doesn't know. Humility is what sets her apart. She knows that arrogance closes the doors to wisdom, while curiosity keeps them open. That's why she is willing to listen to people younger than her, to learn from mistakes, even to accept constructive criticism, because she views it all as a path to self-improvement. Technology, too, is a tool she embraces. She takes online courses, listens to educational podcasts, watches documentaries, and uses modern resources to sharpen her mind. Whether it's learning a new language, upgrading her professional skills, or exploring an artistic hobby, she invests time in growth. Her mind is never stagnant, it's always in motion, always evolving. This habit of continuous learning and curiosity doesn't just make her intelligent. It makes her powerful. It gives her confidence in conversations, wisdom in decisions, and creativity in solving problems. It also makes her adaptable in uncertain times, because no matter what life throws at her, she knows she has the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. In simple words, while others may stop growing after reaching a milestone, a highly intelligent woman never stops. She embodies the saying, "The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know." And that humble curiosity is the secret to her lasting brilliance. A highly intelligent woman knows that her time and energy are sacred currencies. While money can be earned and spent again, once gone, never returns. That's why she is careful, intentional, and disciplined about how she spends her hours and who she spends them with. This habit of setting boundaries and valuing her time is not just about self-protection, it is about self-respect and self-preservation. She understands that saying yes to everything is actually saying no to herself, Many people waste years of their lives trying to please others, attending events they don't enjoy, maintaining relationships that drain them, or working on tasks that don't align with their goals. A highly intelligent woman breaks this cycle. She is not afraid to say no when her peace is at stake. She knows that boundaries are not walls that isolate her. They are filters that protect her from unnecessary chaos. For example, in relationships, she does not allow toxic individuals, manipulative friends, or energy-draining acquaintances to occupy space in her life. She believes in quality over quantity when it comes to human connections. She would rather have 2 genuine, supportive friends than 20 shallow ones. By setting boundaries, she ensures that her circle adds value, positivity, and growth to her life. In her professional life, she values her time even more. She doesn't entertain endless gossip, unnecessary meetings, or unproductive tasks. Instead, she focuses on deep work, tasks that move her closer to her goals. She plans her day, prioritizes her responsibilities, and avoids distractions that eat away at her productivity. This discipline makes her not only efficient, but also respected by her peers because people see that her time is valuable. But boundaries are not just about people. They are also about habits. A highly intelligent woman creates boundaries with her own temptations. She limits her screen time, avoids mindless scrolling, and doesn't allow laziness to steal her precious hours. Instead, she channels her energy toward learning, creating, building the life she desires. Valuing her time also means valuing her peace of mind. She makes space for rest, reflection, and solitude. She knows that constantly being available to everyone leads to burnout, so she unapologetically takes time for herself. Whether it's reading, meditating, journaling, or simply enjoying silence, this sacred me time helps her recharge and return to her roles with clarity and strength. Another important aspect is that she respects not only her own time, but also the time of others. She arrives on time, delivers her commitments, doesn't waste others' energy with empty promises. This reliability makes her trustworthy in both personal and professional relationships. What makes this habit truly intelligent is that she sees boundaries not as selfishness but as self-care. She knows that when she protects her time and energy, she becomes more effective, more peaceful, and more impactful in every area of life. Instead of being drained, she shows up fully present for the things and people that truly matter. Ultimately, the habit of setting boundaries and valuing time gives her freedom from distractions, freedom from toxic people, freedom from wasted years. It allows her to create a life of purpose, clarity, and balance. She proves that intelligence is not just about solving equations or excelling in careers. It's about the wisdom to say, this is where I stop, is what I protect, and this is what I prioritize. By drawing these invisible lines, she doesn't limit her life, she expands it with meaning. One of the most striking qualities of a highly intelligent woman is her ability to think critically and make wise decisions. While many people react impulsively or let emotions drive their choices, she has trained her mind to pause, analyze, and act with clarity. This habit doesn't just reflect her intelligence. It reveals her wisdom and maturity. A highly intelligent woman knows that every decision, no matter how small, shapes the direction of her life. She doesn't rush blindly into choices. Instead, she gathers information, looks at situations from multiple angles, and weighs the short-term benefits against the long-term consequences. Where others might be swayed by trends, peer pressure, or temporary emotions, she uses logic and reasoning as her compass. For example, in her professional life, she doesn't take opportunities just because they sound glamorous or come with quick rewards. She asks herself, will this add value to my long-term vision? Will it help me grow, or will it distract me from my true path? This foresight allows her to avoid regrets that come from impulsive decisions. But her critical thinking isn't just analytical. It is also deeply intuitive. She understands the balance between logic and gut feeling. While she respects facts, data, and reasoning, she also trusts her instincts. She knows that numbers can't always measure human emotions. Sometimes the heart knows what the mind can't calculate. Her intelligence lies in harmonizing both intellect and intuition, reason and emotion. Another powerful trait of her decision-making process is that she is not afraid of difficult choices. Where others avoid conflict or delay decisions out of fear, she faces reality head-on. She knows that postponing choices only creates bigger problems later. Whether it's walking away from an unhealthy relationship, declining an opportunity that doesn't align with her values, or standing firm in her principles, she chooses courage over comfort. She also practices the habit of questioning assumptions. When faced with challenges, she doesn't just ask, "What is the problem?" She asks, "Why is this the problem? Who defined it this way? Is there a better perspective?" This mindset often leads her to innovative solutions that others overlook. Her critical thinking transforms obstacles into opportunities because she doesn't see things only at surface level. Equally important, she accepts that not every decision will be perfect. She knows mistakes are inevitable, but she treats them as teachers. Instead of blaming herself endlessly, she reflects, "What did this decision teach me? How can I improve next time?" This resilience keeps her moving forward instead of being stuck in regret. Her decision-making also shows up in her daily life. She chooses what to eat, what to consume mentally, what kind of people to surround herself with, and how to invest her time, all with careful consideration. Small, consistent choices compound into massive results, and she understands this truth deeply. That is why she doesn't waste hours on meaningless pursuits or compromise her values for temporary satisfaction. This habit makes her not only an effective individual, but also a natural leader. People around her trust her judgment because they see that she is fair, thoughtful, and balanced in her choices. She doesn't make decisions to please others, she makes them with integrity and wisdom. At its core, her critical thinking and decision-making are guided by one principle, aligning her choices with her values and vision. She doesn't let the noise of society, the pressure of people, or the temptation of shortcuts pull her away from her path. Every choice she makes is a step closer to the life she envisions for herself. Ultimately, a highly intelligent woman shows us that true strength lies not in reacting quickly, but in responding wisely. Her mind is not just sharp, it is deliberate. Her decisions are not just choices, they are statements of who she is and what she stands for. When we think of intelligence, most people immediately picture academic brilliance, problem-solving skills, or logical reasoning. But a highly intelligent woman knows that true intelligence goes beyond the mind. It includes the heart. That is where empathy and emotional intelligence come in. These qualities allow her to connect deeply with people, understand emotions, and handle life with compassion and grace. A highly intelligent woman understands that knowledge without kindness is incomplete. She does not simply listen to people's words. She listens to their tone, their silence, and their body language. She senses what others feel, even when they struggle to express it. This is empathy, the ability to step into someone else's shoes and see the world from their perspective. And this is what makes her stand out in relationships, friendships, and leadership roles. Emotional intelligence is her secret strength. While others may lose control in the face of anger, frustration, or stress, she has trained herself to pause and respond calmly. She does not let emotions control her decisions. Instead, she manages them with awareness. This doesn't mean she suppresses her feelings. Rather, she understands them. She can identify her triggers, control her impulses, and stay balanced even when life throws challenges her way. This emotional stability makes her a pillar of strength for those around her. In her family, she provides comfort and reassurance. In her workplace, she brings calm during conflict. In her friendships, she becomes the person people can turn to for honest advice and heartfelt support. People trust her not only because of her wisdom, but because of her warmth. Empathy also gives her the power to build meaningful connections. While others may compete, compare, or criticize, she chooses to uplift. She celebrates the success of others instead of feeling threatened. She listens without judgment, offers help without expecting favors, and forgives without holding grudges. Her kindness is not weakness. It is strength. It requires courage to be gentle in a world that often rewards harshness. Another dimension of her emotional intelligence is self-awareness. She does not deny her own emotions or pretend to be perfect. Instead, she reflects on her feelings and learns from them. When she feels sadness, she acknowledges it and allows herself to heal. When she feels anger, she channels it into positive action. When she feels joy, she shares it generously. By understanding herself, she is better able to understand others. In leadership roles, this quality shines even brighter. A highly intelligent woman leads with empathy, not fear. She motivates people by inspiring them, not intimidating them. She knows that true leadership is not about commanding, but about connecting. Her emotional intelligence makes her a guide, a mentor, and a role model for those who look up to her. Even in conflict, she demonstrates emotional maturity. Instead of escalating arguments, she listens patiently, validates others' feelings, seeks peaceful solutions. She doesn't view disagreements as battles to be won, but as opportunities to grow and understand. Calmness doesn't mean she compromises her values. It means she chooses wisdom over ego. What makes her truly extraordinary is her ability to balance logic and compassion. While her critical thinking helps her make smart decisions, her empathy ensures that those decisions don't hurt others unnecessarily. She combines head and heart, reason and feeling, and softness, a balance that makes her not only intelligent but also deeply human. In a world where many people chase power, wealth, and recognition, a highly intelligent woman shows that the greatest impact comes from kindness, compassion, and emotional connection. Her empathy is not just a trait, it's a habit, a way of life, a daily choice to treat others with respect and love. Ultimately, start running through the park. Her emotional intelligence proves that intelligence is not about how much you know, but about how much you understand. Empathy is not about weakness, but about the strength to care when it would be easier not to. That is what makes a highly intelligent woman truly unforgettable. A highly intelligent woman understands that success, happiness, and resilience all begin with one powerful foundation: taking care of herself. She knows that self-care is not a luxury, nor is it selfish. It is a necessity. Without maintaining her health, energy, and balance, she cannot pour into her dreams, her loved ones, or her responsibilities. But what makes her unique is that she combines self-care with discipline. She doesn't just care for herself occasionally, she makes it a consistent habit, a way of life. For her, self-care is holistic. It means caring for her body, her mind, and her soul. Physically, she prioritizes exercise, healthy eating, and proper rest. She understands that her body is her vehicle in life, and if she neglects it, her energy, productivity, and focus will decline. She is mindful of what she consumes, not just in food but also in the media she absorbs. She treats her body with respect because she knows that when she feels strong and energized, she can face any challenge with confidence. Mentally, she practices habits that nourish her inner peace. She journals her thoughts, to release negativity, meditates to quiet her mind, and reads inspiring books to feed her intellect. Instead of numbing herself with distractions when life gets tough, she chooses healing practices that restore her clarity. She doesn't run away from stress, she learns how to manage it. Spiritually, she connects with her higher self through prayer, meditation, or reflection. She spends time in solitude, not out of loneliness, but to reconnect with her own essence. This spiritual discipline gives her resilience in moments of doubt, reminding her that she is guided, protected, and capable of rising above hardships. But here's where her intelligence shines. She doesn't treat self-care as random acts of pampering. She builds it into her life with discipline and structure. She wakes up early to start her day with intention, follows routines that keep her productive, and doesn't allow laziness to steal her time. She may enjoy relaxation, but she balances it with focus and consistency. Her mornings are designed for clarity, her evenings for reflection, and her days for purpose. She also knows that true discipline means saying no to instant gratification and yes to long-term growth. For example, instead of wasting hours scrolling on social media, she might choose to learn a new skill. Instead of staying up all night in unhealthy patterns, she ensures she rests to perform at her best. Instead of surrounding herself with negative people, she protects her peace by choosing uplifting company. These small acts of discipline become her superpower, helping her create the life she envisions. Importantly, she doesn't let guilt sabotage her self-care. Many women are conditioned to constantly give, sacrifice, and put others first. A highly intelligent woman understands that she cannot pour from an empty cup. By caring for herself, she becomes a better daughter, partner, mother, friend, and leader. Her self-discipline is not about selfishness. It is about sustaining her ability to serve others without burning out. Even in tough times, her discipline grounds her. When challenges strike, she doesn't spiral into chaos because she has built strong habits that keep her centered. Whether it's a workout routine, a meditation practice, or a writing ritual, her self-care discipline becomes her anchor, a constant reminder that she is in control of her energy no matter what happens around her. Ultimately, her habit of combining self-care with discipline makes her unstoppable. She glows not just because of her achievements, but because of the peace, strength, and balance she cultivates within herself. Her radiance comes from within, and people are drawn to her not only for her intelligence, but for the calm confidence she carries. She teaches us that intelligence is not just about knowing things, but about living wisely. And wisdom says, take care of yourself first, so you can rise higher, shine brighter, and inspire others to do the same. A highly intelligent woman understands a truth that many overlook. We rise higher not just by what we know, but also by who we connect with. Yet, unlike those who chase superficial popularity or endless networking, she chooses to build deep, authentic, and meaningful connections. For her, relationships are not about numbers, status, or convenience. They are about genuine energy, shared growth, and mutual respect. She recognizes that the people we surround ourselves with have a profound influence on our mindset, choices, and future. That's why she is careful, almost intentional, about the company she keeps. She doesn't waste time maintaining shallow relationships that drain her spirit or connections that thrive only on gossip, envy, or competition. Instead, she invests her time in people who inspire her, challenge her to grow, and believe in her potential. Her intelligence allows her to distinguish between temporary acquaintances and lifelong allies. She knows that not everyone who smiles at you is a friend, and not everyone who disagrees with you is an enemy. She looks beyond appearances and pays attention to values, integrity, and character. Her inner circle is small, it is powerful, filled with people who uplift, encourage, and walk beside her in both triumphs and trials. In friendships, she prioritizes quality over quantity. She values the kind of friend who listens without judgment, supports without conditions, and celebrates without jealousy. She, in turn, offers the same loyalty and sincerity. For her, friendship is not about convenience, but about connection. The kind where silence is comfortable, vulnerability is safe, and growth is mutual. In professional life, she builds meaningful connections by focusing on collaboration over competition. While others may chase recognition, she values teamwork. She respects her colleagues, mentors, and juniors alike, knowing that every person has something to teach. Her ability to network is not about collecting business cards, but about creating bonds that last beyond transactions. She asks, how can we add value to each other's lives, instead of, what can I take from you? This selfless approach earns her respect and lasting influence. Her empathy also plays a role in building meaningful connections. She listens not just to reply, but to truly understand. She remembers small details about people, making them feel seen and valued. She offers kindness even to strangers, knowing that sometimes a simple word of encouragement can change someone's day. These little acts of thoughtfulness strengthen the bonds she creates, making her relationships authentic and heartfelt. An intelligent woman also understands the importance of letting go of toxic connections. She knows that clinging to people who bring negativity, or constant conflict only slows her growth. With grace, she distances herself from those who do not align with her vision. She doesn't burn bridges recklessly, but she isn't afraid to walk away when peace and self-respect are at stake. By doing so, she creates space for healthier, more fulfilling connections to enter her life. Another powerful aspect is that she doesn't only build connections upward with people more experienced or successful than her. She also reaches outward and downward. She mentors those who seek guidance, lifts others when they stumble, and shares her wisdom generously. For her, building connections is not about personal gain, but about creating a chain of growth where everyone rises together. Her connections also extend beyond people. She builds meaningful bonds with her community, her environment, and even herself. She invests in causes that matter, gives back to society, and nurtures the spaces she occupies. She values her connection to nature, finding grounding in its beauty and peace. Most importantly, she builds a deep connection with her own self, understanding her emotions, honoring her needs, and listening to her inner voice. This habit of building meaningful connections makes her not only intelligent but magnetic, naturally drawn to her because she radiates sincerity, warmth, and authenticity. Unlike fleeting relationships based on appearances or benefits, her bonds last because they are rooted in truth. Ultimately, a highly intelligent woman teaches us that intelligence is not only about personal achievement but also about the ability to connect, collaborate, create with others. She proves that life is richer when we walk together, when we nurture each other, and when we surround ourselves with those who bring out the best in us. Her life whispers a timeless truth. Alone we may go fast, but together we go far. And that is why she chooses connection, not shallow ties, but bonds that uplift, inspire, and endure. A highly intelligent woman is not only a dreamer, she is also a doer. She knows that ideas alone cannot change her life unless they are backed by action, confidence, and courage. Her intelligence is not measured only by what she knows, but by how she applies that knowledge to pursue her goals fearlessly. Unlike many who hesitate, procrastinate, or doubt themselves, she chooses to walk forward with steady determination. She believes in her dreams, not because they are easy, but because they are meaningful. She doesn't sit back waiting for the perfect time or the right opportunity. Instead, She creates her own opportunities by taking bold steps. She understands that progress is built by consistent effort, not by waiting for luck. Confidence is one of her greatest strengths, but her confidence is not arrogance. It is a quiet, steady belief in herself. Running through the park, she doesn't need to shout about her worth. She carries it in her presence, in her decisions, in the way she moves toward her goals with unwavering focus. Even when the world doubts her, she doesn't crumble because she has built an inner foundation of self-trust. She reminds herself, if I do the work, I can reach the destination. Courage is the other half of her success. She knows that chasing meaningful goals comes with risks, the risk of failure, rejection, or criticism. But instead of letting fear stop her, she embraces it. She sees fear not as an enemy, but as proof that she is growing beyond her comfort zone. Where others might retreat, she steps forward, knowing that every challenge is a chance to prove her strength. Her pursuit of goals is also marked by resilience. She doesn't give up when the journey gets hard. If she falls, she rises stronger. If she fails, she learns the lesson and tries again. She knows that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. This mindset keeps her moving forward when others give up too soon. Discipline plays a role here as well. She doesn't rely only on bursts of motivation. She builds routines, habits, and systems that keep her aligned with her vision. Whether it's waking up early, managing her time, or setting clear milestones, she ensures that her goals don't remain abstract dreams but become achievable realities. A highly intelligent woman also celebrates progress, not just perfection. She acknowledges her small wins along the way, knowing that each step brings her closer to her ultimate vision. This habit keeps her motivated and prevents her from becoming discouraged when the end goal feels far away. What truly makes her powerful is that she doesn't just pursue goals for herself. She pursues them with the intention of making an impact. Whether it's building a career, starting a business, leading a team, or raising a family, she ties her goals to purpose. Her ambition is not selfish, it is deeply connected to growth, contribution, and leaving a legacy. Her courage also inspires others. Boldly walking her path, she gives permission for others, especially other women, to chase their dreams without apology. She proves that intelligence is not about playing small or staying safe. It is about expanding, daring, and rising to one's full potential. Ultimately, running through the park. Her pursuit of goals with confidence and courage shows us that intelligence is not just about knowing what to do, but about having the bravery to actually do it. She teaches us that the greatest tragedy is not failure, but never trying at all. Her life becomes a living message. Dream boldly. Walk confidently. Live courageously. And through her example, she reminds us all that true intelligence is not just in the mind. It is in the heart that dares, the spirit that persists, and the will that never gives up. In the end, the true essence of a highly intelligent woman is not found in her titles, degrees, or external achievements alone, but in the habits she lives by each day. She is a lifelong learner, a protector of her time, a critical thinker, an empathic soul, a disciplined nurturer of herself, a builder of meaningful relationships, and a fearless pursuer of her goals. Her intelligence is not just about brilliance of the mind, but about balance of the heart, strength of spirit, and clarity of purpose. She doesn't strive to be perfect. She strives to be authentic, resilient, and impactful. She inspires others not by what she says, by the way she lives. So, when we speak of a highly intelligent woman, we are not describing someone who simply knows more. We are describing someone who lives with wisdom, acts with courage, and shines with grace. Her life is proof that intelligence, when combined with compassion and discipline, can transform not only her own destiny, but also the lives of everyone around her. May we all learn from her habits, embody her strength, and carry forward her light in our own journeys.